Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you to Andrea and Sophie for inviting me here today to speak for you. My name is Liliya Akhmadullina. I work at Peters Peters, and my presentation today would be about what sort of skills you need to have and what you need to do if you decided to choose being a lawyer as your career path. Really encourage you to use this session as an opportunity to ask questions, any questions you want to ask, anything which bothers you, and to be it as interactive as possible. I don't really want to be someone who will just talk the whole session and don't get any feedback, any response from you. So I really encourage you to use this as an opportunity to talk and ask what you're really interested in. And if I don't cover something and you still have a question about Korean law, feel free to ask a question. I'm not promising to give you an answer to every single question, but I try my best to answer what you're interested to hear and to know about. So I will just start briefly with my background and what I've done in past before I joined Peters Peters, and then I'll try to explain you what the ordinary day of Peters Peters employee entails and tips and advice for you if you decided to pursue Korean law. I am a Russian qualified lawyer. I practiced law for 10 years in Russia before moving to the UK. I came here a long time ago thanks to the generosity of the British government because I received a scholarship to study law here. And I also practiced for nearly 9 years as a consultant in a consultancy firm here in London, specializing on business and human rights and bribery, anti-corruption issues. I joined PNP in January 2020, so it was last year, more than a year now. Sadly, I guess as for everyone, I only had a chance to stay in the office for 3 months before we all went into lockdown. And since then, I just continue working from home. So what my day involves, what do I do on a daily basis? I'm basically right now, because I still haven't yet fully qualified to practice as an English solicitor, I can really give advice to clients. So I would be only able to do to provide any advice under the supervision of English solicitor rather than doing it independently. So right now I'm helping with legal research. I'm helping on matters which involve predominantly Russian clients. So if they need my language skills, my expertise, because as a native Russian speaker, I of course speak Russian. So if I need to translate certain procedural documents from courts, or any other Russian related documents, I help with this as well. I also occasionally, on some occasions, very rarely, but it does happen, provide advice on matters of Russian law, because as I said, I'm fully qualified in Russian law and I'm able, if needed, to present clients before Russian courts. Being working from home brings some challenges, I guess, as for everyone. When you don't really see your either clients or your colleagues, you just basically sitting the whole day in front of your laptop and have little to none sometimes interaction to your colleagues. But we keep going, I guess, like everyone. We do occasionally have coffee meetings where we're able to share our experiences, to talk about cases we're working on, just briefly, obviously, due to confidentiality issues. And I guess our work haven't been impacted massively because you still need to do what you've done before in the office, providing advice to clients, helping them with matters related to English law. And this is pretty much as my day looks nowadays. I think like it would be useful if we move to the next slide, where I will try to outline what I want to mention to you if you decided to choose a Korean law as a going forward. I guess what you need, I didn't put it on the slides, but I really want to emphasize this, and I keep saying to everyone who asks me a question about what is like being a lawyer, what is like doing some legal work. I always say, please don't choose this as a career because you think like it's a area where sort of an industry place. If you become a lawyer, it means you will be able to earn good monies. You will be successful in with money. It will also come certain privileges, etc., etc. Do this and choose this only if you're really passionate. Obviously, I fully understand that when you're 15, 16, 17, 18, it's very hard to say, are you going to be passionate about this? Things keep changing, and maybe you think like it might be something you're interested in nowadays, but tomorrow it might be completely different. I fully and totally understand this, and this is why my second advice would be, don't afraid to change. So if you decide to choose a career nowadays in English literature, for instance, but tomorrow decide to become a lawyer, or vice versa, decide to pursue a legal path, but then think like, oh no, law is not for me, but I don't really think it's a good idea to quit now because I've done something, I spent some effort, some time. Don't be afraid. It's your life, and whatever you choose to do it only because you're interested and you're passionate about. Don't do it because your best friend is doing this, or because your mom or your dad or your grandparents told you this is the good path to pursue. It's not going to work because you end up hating this. And I think you really need to do what you love doing rather than doing because everyone else doing. I think it's very important, especially now for you when you're finishing school, when you're studying, to pay attention at your grades. How academic excellence is a must. I personally don't think like academic excellence defines you. It definitely doesn't tell if you're going to become a good lawyer or not. But marks, it's something which would be looked at when you're going to apply to become a lawyer, when you're going to apply for a trainee contract, or you're going to apply for a vacation scheme. So please pay attention. I know it's very hard, especially right now during COVID times when you have mixed forms of education, when you were studying at home and now you're back to school, and it's obviously, I think, have impact on you as well as on everyone else. But please try to put attention to your marks and how effectively you're studying, and whether you're succeeding, whether you're excelling in what you're studying. The second thing which you need to pay attention is hard skills versus soft skills. And hard skills, it's more, I guess, about knowledge about your academic excellence, which was kind of like a center of everyone's attention when people were asked what sort of skills you need to do to succeed in any role. Everyone was talking about hard skills, but gradually, I guess everyone moved to emphasize that soft skills as probably more important. And by soft skills, if someone doesn't know what it is, it's more about how you interact with your colleagues, how you interact with your friends, how you interact with potential clients, because essentially lawyers' work involves interaction with clients, whether you're meeting them in person or you communicate via emails. You need to be able to talk to people, not to be aggressive, to be friendly, to be able to deliver information, to be able to absorb information. It's soft skills. It's about how basically on a daily basis, how you're dealing with your friends, how you're dealing with your colleagues, how you're dealing with your classmates. Are you capable of being a member of the team? Are you capable of working on your own? Are you capable of being friendly? And we all, during our life, meet different people, and not everyone is up to our street. Not everyone has the same personality, the same character as we do. But it doesn't mean we can be friends with those people. And even if you're not friends, you still can have good relationship with someone who you just meet or who you know for some time. And this is all about soft skills, because this is more important. It's about your ability to deal also with tense situations, ability to perform under pressure. And it's a very good time now, I guess, for you maybe to learn something new, like when you are under pressure, under something which you did not choose, like COVID-19, but something which you inevitably face in. And this is an opportunity to develop certain skills which you might be lacking before. And it's also a good opportunity whenever you decide to apply to law school or like to apply for a trainee contract. You can use the skills you're developing now to show to your potential employee what you're capable of, how well you perform under pressure, how well you interact. Maybe you're part of a football team or part of a netball team, and this again like shows your ability, shows your soft skills, which are very useful. And I already touched this a little bit, but communication ability, your ability to deliver information, your ability to tell to another person. One thing when you're saying something to your friend or to your parents, people who know you, people who know your personality, and people who you know as well. And another thing, communicating with a stranger, someone who you might not feel comfortable. And this is also comes to what I said at the beginning. I really want you to ask questions at the end of this presentation, because again, it will show your communication skills. It will show how not really like you're not feeling under pressure, how you're not afraid of dealing and interacting with a complete stranger like myself, someone you never met before today. And it's a good opportunity for you to practice your communication skill. And networking is also very important, and meet people when you're young and when it's all over. I hope some of you would be able to go and travel. Again, it's not for everyone. Some people don't really like living in the country. Some people prefer to stay where they are. But you can establish and expand your network even with your neighbors, with your friends, someone you meet in the shop, anyone you meet in a queue before you're waiting in your vaccination queue. It's also networking, because you're meeting people, you building contacts. Maybe with some people you will stay in touch. Maybe those people have something to do with law, or these people have something to do with the area you're interested in. And they would be able to give you some information you required, you needed. So networking is also important, because networking at the end of the day will also bring you contacts, will bring you new opportunities. So whenever you go to university, try to meet people. Try not only meet people of the same age as you are, but try to interact with academics. Try to go to different events, different lectures, different seminars, where you would be able to build your connections, build some sort of a net of people who you could use in your future going forward. And commercial awareness as well, learning what's happening around you, trying to read newspapers occasionally, watch news, not only watch movies on Netflix or Amazon, but on some more serious stuff. And because it will help you to know what's going on around you. And also, whenever you come for your first interview, if someone will ask you, what is the event which actually impressed you the most, or maybe shocked you the most, or what new acquisition or merger you've heard about in the news. And if you watch news, it definitely would help you to answer this question, rather than just sit and thinking like, what is she talking about, what she's asking me about. Can I have a new next slide, please? Thank you. Again, I already touched on this on my first sentence briefly. Ask yourself, what do you really want to do? Don't follow the path and don't follow someone else. Choose what is interesting for you. Law profession has so many different dimensions. You can choose to be a barrister, you can choose to be a solicitor, you can choose to be a legal executive, maybe a conveyancing practitioner, maybe a company secretary, or maybe you decide to save the world and become an astronaut. It's your life. It's up to you what you choose to do. And legal profession, I mean, I might be biased because I wanted to become a lawyer since I was 15, and I went to law school straight after I finished school. And to me, legal profession is one of the professions which gives you some sort of like a building blocks. You can leave law altogether, you can combine law with something else, but it gives you such a good foundations you can use in your life, whatever you decide to do. It's, I guess, similar to mathematicians when you actually learn some basics and then you can use in your entire life and in your career. So it's very useful to have. And you can, I guess, I would really advise you, if you decide to choose a law and if you get into law school, try to do a mini pupillage. It's 1 or 2 days with a barrister chamber, and you can apply when you're first year at law school or in general at university, and it gives you a feeling what barrister role is about, how barrister chambers operate. And I think like on the 2nd or 3rd year, you can apply for a summer scheme with a solicitor firm, where again you can get a feel what it's like to be a solicitor, what it's like to work in a law firm. And many people at schemes, some barrister chambers pay for it, so they're gonna pay for you coming to them and spending a day or two. It's normally it's 1 or 2 days. In some chambers it's up to a week. You need to check, it varies from chamber to chamber, but it gives you a feeling what it's like to be a barrister, and they pay for this, so this is excellent. Same as with summer vacation scheme. So if you decided barristers, you don't want to become a barrister, you don't want to represent a client before a judge, and you believe it's better for you to be a solicitor, you can apply for a summer vacation scheme. And again, it's normally between 1 to 2 weeks, and a law firm will pay for you to come and get an experience. And as I said, you can choose to become a company secretary, which is another avenue to go after law school, where you would be helping to corporations with their documents, with their corporate governance, with their board meetings, sometimes perhaps drafting board minutes. I think like some companies nowadays doing apprenticeship schemes, and again, it's something for you to explore if you decide. At the end of this presentation, there are different links which you can use. I compile links to different websites where you can get more information. You can see in details what I covered briefly today and get some extra information. So hopefully it will help you. Can I have a next slide, please? Thank you. And as I said, I compiled a list of what I believe could be useful tips for you to use. You can click on any of this link and see if you can find some useful information for you. So for example, if you choose to go to chambersstudent.co.uk, you can get information about various law school and training programs available. And there is a lovely website called Early Careers, Cheeky Little Careers, where solicitors and other lawyers share their career tips and they share their inspiring stories. And actually, this website, this career service, was created by former solicitors, so someone who knows law inside out, and she was really great by inviting so many different various personalities, different people, different lawyers, and you will find so many very funny stories there. So I really encourage you, whenever you have time and if you're interested, then go and check what is available. And I think it's 2 pages of this useful tips. So on the next page, you will see again like different links. And on the last link I provided, there is a website called My Barrister, which actually provides an explanation what the difference between being a barrister and being a solicitor, which again could be a useful tool for you to use if you want to find more information what it's like to become a barrister, or maybe being a solicitor is better for me. What I can actually say that barristers probably more independent when it comes to their time, because as a solicitor you pretty much have to come to the office at 9:30, and then depending on your workload you could stay, well, official hours from 9:30 till 5:30 till 6, but then if there are client demands, you can stay and you will have to stay longer. And baristas normally more flexible with their times. They don't have strict hours when they have to be in the office by 9 a.m. and stay as long. So, and baristas often could work from convenience and luxury of their homes rather than coming to the office. So this is, I guess, could be one of the advantages of becoming a barrister for some of you. And finishing my presentation, I just want to repeat it myself and really say to you, please believe in yourself. I know some of you might feel, oh, what if I'm coming from a disadvantaged background and it's so easy for you to say, do this, do that, but I don't have access to this. I don't have an opportunity. Trust me, I'm not coming from a wealthy family either. I think everything I achieved by hard work and by really believing in myself and really doing what I want to do. And if you're really passionate about something, if you have some sort of like energy within you, people will notice this, people will help you, and people are generally here to help. They're not gonna do anything against you because they think like, oh, you went to the wrong school, or maybe you didn't go to the same university that I did. It's not about this at all. And world is really changing. World is completely different from what it was 25, 30 years ago. And it's all about your passion. It's all about you doing something you love. And if you ask people to help, maybe not everyone would help. Not maybe if you send an email someone like with a question, not everyone is necessarily going to believe, not because they don't like you or they don't want to help. Some people are just busy, and it happens quite a lot with me as well. When you ask some things and then you never got a response, but there are so many people in this world who are keen to help, who would be really trying to give you a helping hand if you need that. And all you need to do is do your own research, try to ask yourself what I want, who I want to become. You really need, whatever you choose to do, whether you go to university or you decided to take some time off and go to university later and just start working, everyone inevitably will ask you, why did you choose what you're doing now and what your next steps? You need to build your story. You need to be able to tell a story, who you are, why you're here, why you want this, and how you think you're gonna achieve this, how you're gonna get what you want to. And if you're confident, if you know your story, if you're able to tell your story, you would succeed. And I really wish you all the very best, and whatever you decide to choose, whether it's law, finance, maybe teaching, best of luck to you and good luck.